Alright guys, welcome to my new video, and as you can see from the title, yes, it is indeed true. I had tested positive for COVID-19 a number of weeks ago. Now it is important to note that I am completely recovered from it now, 100%. I'm back to normal now, yes, it's all in the past now, so I just want to make sure that's very clear. The reason why I didn't really share this news any earlier, or why I kept it a little bit quiet, is the only person I told is basically my mum. The reason why I didn't share this earlier is because, I didn't want that negative energy coming back to me. You know, when you're sick and with this COVID stuff that's going around, you know, it attracts so much negative attention, negative energy all around with all these news and this fear and all this stuff. I didn't want that directed back at me, especially when I was having this infection. So I didn't want that coming back to me and attracting any more negativity than necessary. So I didn't want that worry from people. I didn't want all of that. I just wanted that. Basically, my mum was the only person that knew. I wasn't originally going to share this and put this in the YouTube video because I didn't really feel it was necessary. But I think now that I think back on it, I think it's important because I am a foreigner here, and especially getting COVID here in Thailand. This might be helpful to some of you guys who are, if you're wanting to come to Thailand and you happen to contract this virus, then you guys will know what to do. You will know my experience and what I went through. So I think it's very helpful and very valuable to you guys as well. So I thought, why not? I've got nothing to hide, and this is just, you know, my experience. So I've written down some notes here so I don't get sidetracked with anything. But basically, my whole experience with COVID, it was a very mild version of it. I wouldn't say it was really severe at all. It was basically for me like just getting the normal flu. Probably the worst part of it was getting a fever. That was, obviously fevers are nothing. They're always annoying when you get a fever, you know. So they're always they're gonna get you to stay in bed the whole day, and you know, I basically had the fever for the whole day, one whole day, and that was really the worst part of it all. But yeah, it was a very mild version of it. I didn't get really severely sick or anything. It was just like a normal flu from my experience. So, but how I think I got it, how I contracted it, well, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure where exactly I got it from, but I am pretty certain that I got it in Wahin on my final days there, when I was there. I did go out the last 2 or 3 days, you know, to restaurants and all that sort of thing. So I feel like I had got it somewhere along there, because when I basically got to Udon Thani that first night, I started feeling not too well. I started having a sore throat and a bit of a cough, and that's obviously the early stages of getting this flu-like symptoms and that sort of thing. So and at that time I thought, I thought it was just like a normal flu because let's be honest, I was in the car in the taxi for 10 hours. The aircon was blasting the whole time, so I was thinking I got it from that. And also when I arrived at this hotel, I had to bring my luggage, 24 kilos luggage, up 4 flights of stairs. I was sweating buckets by the time I got to my room, and I just turned the aircon straight on. And of course, you know, your grandmother, your mum, they all tell you, don't turn the aircon on when you're sweating, you know, it'll get you sick, you know. So I should have listened to them, but that's what I thought it was, and that's what I thought it was, just like a flu. So it was like the first 2 days. After the first 2 days, I started getting a fever, and I was in the room. Just so you guys know, I didn't actually go outside at all during this time. I was completely in my room the whole time for the 14 days, pretty much. So, I feel like, I was feeling like it was just a normal flu. Then slowly, as the fever started passing after day 3 or 4, it was around day 6 where I started losing my sense of smell and taste, and I didn't really notice it straight away. It was just more like when I tried to smell some perfume, and I had a packet of Skittles next to me that I started eating a few days earlier, and I could still smell and taste at that time. But I opened the packet and just curious, I opened it and tried to smell it, and I couldn't smell anything from that. So I knew at that time that my sense of smell had gone, and a few times before that I had ordered food, and I did notice something strange, like, oh, this doesn't really taste of anything. Like, I didn't really notice it straight away. But then obviously you put two and two together, and that's when you start to think, okay, maybe I've got COVID. So yeah, it was around day 7 of the whole 1 week into after I got here from Udon Thani. I had gotten a ATK antigen test from a pharmacy, and I didn't go myself. I had my friend Anna do that for me, but she got that for me, and of course, there you go, I tested positive through that straight away. Again, I didn't really, it wasn't really like a surprise to me. I just had, at the back of my mind, I thought, okay, yeah, maybe I've got COVID with this, after losing your sense of smell and taste. That's obviously a symptom of that. So yeah, I wasn't worried though, because after I had gotten over the fever and everything else, it was starting to go back to normal. Like, I wasn't really feeling any sickness at all. It was just the loss of taste and smell. That was the only thing that I was dealing with towards the second week of my recovery, of my isolation, whatever you want to call it. So from pretty much days 7 to days 12 of that is when I was in the process of getting my taste and smell back. So it took about 4 or 5 days during that time to get the taste and smell back. And around day 13, I started pretty much going back to normal. And yeah, after that, I was pretty much fine. Everything was all good. A few days later, I had gotten another ATK antigen test. And long and behold, I tested negative. So there you go. Tested negatives, and I'm fully recovered. That was the process of me basically getting here from how I contracted this and what I went through during that whole experience. But basically, these ATK antigen tests, they're like these rapid tests that you can buy in the pharmacy. I believe they're around 200 baht, so it's like around 8 Australian dollars, something like that. Yeah, it's a great way to check if you don't want to go to the hospital, and you can order it on Grab or Food Panda as well, and they get delivered straight to your door. So that's really, really good. I love that part about Thailand. But yeah, that's basically the process of it. Now, the treatment. Now, I didn't go to any hospital. I did the whole process in my room, as I mentioned. So I did not go to any hospitals. When I did test positive on day 7, the thought crossed my mind, do I go to hospital? But then I thought, they're going to test me again. They're going to find out I'm positive, and they're going to quarantine me for another 14 days in hospital. And that will be like a total of 21 days. I would be in like isolation and that sort of thing. And my COVID would probably be gone by day 14, and they'll still have to quarantine me the full 14 days, which would be an extra 17 days on top of that. So, I didn't want to spend 3 weeks, in isolation for that. And especially when I was starting to get better. So I thought I'd just tough it out the remaining 7 weeks in my room. And again, it was just like normal quarantine for me. It was just getting my taste and smell back. And that was really the final stages of that. But my treatment throughout this process, now, in Lai Hin, this came in really handy. I've spoken to a few people who had COVID back there. This is like 3 or 4 months ago now. But they had informed me. I was like, oh, how did you go? Like, what was the treatment? What did you get? And most of them had told me that they had bought some medication from pharmacy, these capsules. There's like these herb capsules. Now, I'll leave the name on the screen. I believe it's called, I've got it written down here, Andrographis paniculata. Again, it's not the easiest word to say, but it's basically like a Thai herb capsule that you can buy in the pharmacy. I've got them here for you as well. There you go. That's very, very helpful. Again, you can actually buy these from the pharmacy. You don't need any prescription or anything like that. And you can also order them on Grab and Food Panda as well. So that's very, very helpful. But these were pretty much the thing that got me that got me healthy very, very quickly. Basically, I was informed to take these 2 capsules 3 times a day before food. And this basically helps to treat fever, and also if you happen to contract COVID. This is what a number of people had actually taken whilst they had COVID, and they got better from it. So I did my research prior to taking it, of course. I did all that stuff, and I found like it was pretty good, and there was no problems with it, and it was quite successful because a lot of the people that took this had gotten better very, very quickly. So this was definitely helpful. I highly recommend this. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just explaining my treatment. Take whatever precautions necessary. Go see your doctor if you feel like it. But I did my research already on these sort of things, and they definitely very much helped. So if you guys, again, I'll show you guys that. If you go to the pharmacy here in Thailand, even if you don't have COVID or you don't have any symptoms, I would just recommend keeping these with you at all times. So in case you happen to contract any symptoms, take these pretty much straight away and you'll get better very, very quickly. But yeah, this was the main sort of medication I took. I also took some paracetamol, the usual stuff that you take with the flu, like paracetamol, the strepsils, vitamin C, drinking lots of water as well, very, very important. I also had drunk a lot of ginger mixed with hot water as well. That helped me get the taste and smell back very quickly after that as well. The nasal spray, the cold fever packs that you put on your forehead whenever you got a fever, that definitely helps, and cough syrup as well. So yeah, those are all of the things that I had taken during that time. But yeah, after that 14 days I felt completely better. So that was that. Didn't need to be hospitalized. Again, self-treated, I guess you can call it. But yeah, that was basically my experience. Now, I had someone with me. I got to thank her as well straight away, because she was an absolute lifesaver for me and made me feel better very, very quickly. I know she's watching. She always watches my videos. Shout out to Anna, man. She was absolutely amazing, and she made sure I was better very, very quickly. She was with me at all times, and I'm very, very grateful to her to have had her with me during this time. She really helped out a lot. So thank you, Anna, so much. Kapun kap. And you were amazing. So, but yeah, that was my experience, guys. Basically now, what do they call it? Natural immunity now. Now, prior to getting COVID, yes, I don't feel I need to say it, but I've said it before in a previous video. I am not fully jabbed yet. So I don't have any jab yet. But for the next 3 months, I believe it is, I cannot be jabbed for the next 3 months due to having COVID now. So I do have to wait 3 months, and that does mean that I'm not able to return to Australia, because you do need to have both jabs to be able to return there without doing quarantine. So yeah, don't expect me back in Australia anytime soon to my family and friends there. I'm sorry about that, but I guess it's kind of for the best with all the stuff that's happening there right now. But yes, so that's where I'm at the moment. I'm feeling much better, guys. But yeah, that was my experience. Again, I made this video not to get any attention, not to to get any sympathy or anything like that. I made this video to put the word out to you guys. So if you happen to be here in Thailand and you happen to contract this virus and you're not really too keen on on going to hospital or anything like that, if you're a healthy individual, then yes, you can. There is ways to self-treat yourself. Self-treat yourself. That sounds quite weird, but anyway. Yeah, that's I just wanted to give you guys that option, and go through my experience so it can be of use, of helpful use to you guys if you're here in Thailand and you happen to get this, because I know it's not easy for foreigners especially, and with Thailand starting to open up here very soon, there may be the possibility of even more cases rising. I don't want to attract that, but there is a possibility of that. So yeah, if you guys are coming to Thailand and you're in Thailand, and I highly recommend getting this as well to help. But yeah, do your research, guys. I'm not a doctor, again, as I said. I'm just going through my experience on getting COVID here, and yeah, no need to worry. I'm back to normal. I'm healthy, so it's all good, and it's in the past now. So that was my experience, guys. I hope you guys found that helpful, but yes, thank you so much for all of your concern anyway. And thank you so much for watching this video, and be sure to stay tuned to my channel for upcoming videos in the future, because we're definitely going to get back to more travel now that I'm back to 100% health. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos in the future. And don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos as well. And be sure to click the thumbs up button on this video. It really helps out the channel a lot as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very, very grateful for your time. God is good. Let the journey continue.